done. I'll get this stuff to you. Hold the applause. I want to get Daniel up here. This is teaching, man. I got to get him up here. This kid, I can't tell you how much I respect him, and I can say publicly, I'm just so glad he's in the game because he has actually got me refocused on him. He's a young guy. What is it that why am I here? I mean, I got 3 RVPs. We'll be an NSD by the end of the year. I'm going to promote 3 more. They know the dates. It's good for me, but I mean, Daniel is the kind of guy, he is so competitive. If you're around him, you just want to play, you want to play ball with him. I mean, I don't want to lose, especially if he's in the game. What is that going to do to his business and my business? And it just pushes I mean, folks, I'm telling you, we were doing 25,000 on my base before we started playing all these games with each other. You just start talking smack. Okay? But see, while you're doing that, the winners really want to compete. Because I know he wants to kill me. Every month he's like, I got to beat these big shot by $1. That's how competitive he is. This kid, I'm telling you, in my opinion, this is the only time I've ever, I think he's heard me say this, but this is the only person, I can't even affix this to my RVPs. This kid is the next Hector LaMarque. And I only say that about one person, and it's him. Give it up for the awesome Daniel Alonzo. Wow. It's all right, about a 10,006. Now you see what that does? If you're competitive, you go, well.
You're gonna get to work, old man.
You're right.
I love him, man. It totally fires me up, though, man.
Did everybody hear that okay? Yeah, all right. I talk loud enough, it doesn't even matter. But that guy right there, I mean, didn't he do an awesome job? I mean, he really did. You guys got to realize, I mean, when I was growing up in the business, he was a regional manager when I first got started in the business. So I spent a lot of time. I would always show up. I'd be the first one to meetings. I'd be always the last one to leave. I mean, some of you, like, you come to meetings and you're the last one there and the earliest one to leave, right? I mean, so I would recommend one of the things is that find somebody that you really respect. Find somebody that you really want to try to emulate and spend some time with those people. I'd show up early to meetings and he'd always be the first one there. And I'd get like a half an hour before meetings and I get to talk to him. And I get to have him tell me what all the great things that he's doing. And I wasn't afraid to ask. I was so dumb, I believed everything they told me to do. Really, I mean, that's the truth. And I think it's important that you remember that you just do whatever the people that you respect, just do what they, don't overthink it. Just do what they tell you to do because they've done it before. You know what I mean? They've done it, they've been there. And just be coachable. And I was really coachable. Carmen, he's like a father figure to me. I mean, he's the one person in Primerica that is really, I mean, I can say, we've built a really close personal relationship, and I just love the guy to death. So anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys today about really how to get off to a fast start. And to you trainers, okay, let me set it up this way. The people that are new in the business, you're going to learn what to do, and you're going to learn actually what the trainer is doing to you, okay? Because, have you noticed, did you notice anything about Carmen today? Like, psychology, right? I mean, the thinking, right? To get people moving, right? You're going to learn, the new people today, you're going to actually learn, like when your trainer kind of nudges you, you know what I mean? Like kind of gets you going, you're going to know what he's doing. But you're going to respond anyways. You're going to be coachable anyways, because you know he's only doing it so you can be big, so you can do something great. Everybody with me? Okay, so this is what I'm going to start off with. I'm not as I don't have all the pretty slides up there, so I just have this couple really important slides together today. But I wasn't I don't have the pretty PowerPoint presentation up here for you guys. That's okay. We'll do more business than his base shots this month. So. Okay, what I'm going to do is because what this comes down to is if you do this stuff, you're going to learn ultimately the trainers, and then inevitably, see you later, Carmen.
I got to go on
okay.
Well, appointment, believe it or not, I wrote at 80 because I was thinking about you.
Oh, good. what's going to happen is you're going to, because of the things you're going to learn today, you're going to consistently know how to do 10 grand in personal premium every month. Every month, 10 grand, 10 grand, 10 grand, 10 grand. You're a district manager, that's 5 grand a month. You're a regional manager, that's 7 grand a month. There's no way that you could fail doing this thing if you listen to a couple of things that I talked to you about today. All right, now, get new recruit off to a fast start. Keep the main thing, appointments and recruits. That's all my new recruits are thinking about. Okay, so if you're a trainer, what are you thinking about? You're thinking about, I need to instill in my new recruit's head, okay, that all they're thinking about is appointments and recruits. Appointments and recruits. Because the appointments are going to build them a team, right? Are going to get their confidence level up and make sure they know what the heck they're doing. And the recruits is going to build them a team so that by the time they get licensed, they got a whole bunch of people on their team. Okay? So you better be making sure that you're focused on recruits for your new people. So all you trainers out there. And the people that are new in the business, you better make sure that you're thinking all day long appointments and recruits. Because if you don't got appointments, you're never going to learn the business. If you don't have recruits, you're never going to build a business. If you never build a business and you never learn the business, you're never going to go anywhere in this business. Capiche?
Yes.
All right. Get your number 2, get your new recruit to compete. This is the one thing that I think that has kept me always busy. Always busy. Every one of you new recruits in the business, your job is to get appointments, right? Your job is to keep your trainer busy. I had a guy, Mario Estrada, wrote his first month in the business. We went on 23 appointments. We wrote 19 sales his first month in the business. How many would you like to find somebody like that? Right? Now, everybody ain't going to do that, okay? But if you really focus on getting them to compete, your brand new recruits, and getting them, something inside of them that says, I want to beat the record, get a record. You can talk about my record if you want. If you don't have a record, that's okay. Talk about my record. Talk about Mario Estrada. Wrote 19 sales his first month of business. You're not going to let him beat you, are you? I mean, wouldn't you like to be the one that people talk about you for years? Because you were the one that broke Mario Estrada's record. I've never seen anybody do this before, ever. I mean, I've never heard of anybody doing this many appointments before, and this many sales. I mean, we were on an appointment almost every single day of the month. I mean, it was an unbelievable run. But what I'm saying is that it's important to get your people to compete. That's why I've always stayed busy. That's why I write 10 grand in personal premium money. But really, 10 grand, all it is 12 sales a month, right? Which you break that down, that's only 3 sales a week. So if you're focused on 3 sales by the 7th of the month, you're on track. So what should you be focused, right? You trainers out there, you should be focused. 3 appointments a week, 3 sales a week, 3 sales a week, 3 sales a week. 3 pieces of result every week. Consistently, month in, month out, week in, week out. And then what happens, because it becomes a habit, it's easy. I know right now I've already written 3 sales this month so far. And I still got a day. I got today, right? Today the 7th? Yeah, today's the 7th. So that's the end of the week. So my first week, my first quarter of the baseball game or the football game this month, right, is over. So do you have results right now? And if you don't have results, we got to find out why we don't have results. If the reason is that you're a new person in the business, that you haven't set up any appointments yet, then what do we got to do? How do we set up appointments? We're going to talk about that today. I say things like, are you going to let, so-and-so get off to a faster start than you? I get people in our base shop to start to compete. All you trainers should get your brand new recruit to compete against somebody else. And all you new people in the business, you should be competing against somebody else. Because what is that going to do for you? What did that do for Carmen taking his base shop from 25 grand to 50 grand? It was competition. That means his income went from $20,000 to $30,000 a month. Just because he got pissed off enough on wanting to beat me. Right? He didn't want me to win. He didn't want me to be the person to win. So because of that, he exploded. So use that same philosophy in your own business. Use that same thinking in your business. Obviously, all of you know that thinking is everything in this business. You have to think correctly if you're going to win. And Hector's going to talk to you a bunch about that, I'm sure, today. But you've got to make sure that you're thinking the right way. And not only you are thinking the right way, because you got to remember this. If you're a new recruit in here, if you get off to a quick start, do you think you're going to inspire your brand new recruit to get off to a fast start? If you're a brand new recruit, right, if you are a brand new recruit and you got things moving right now, you're always the one getting recognized. You're always making things happen. You're always, got the momentum around you. Do you think that when you hire your first guy, Martin, right, your first guy on the team, you think you're going to be able to fire that person up? If he's the right person, he or she is the right person, absolutely. Because if they're competitive and they want to win, they're going to want to beat your record. And most of the winners that we have on our team right now, it's because there's somebody underneath another person that's trying to beat the person on the top. You see what I'm saying? That's how this business works. Is you want to beat the guy above you. My goal was to get to RVP before the guy above me. That was my goal. My goal was I was going to do whatever it took to try to pass the guy up to beat him to RVP. Now, it didn't happen, but in the process, what happened? I went to the top, and he went to the top. So everybody won, right? So this is a total win-win situation if you think correctly. Ask them about key people that you can go see now, okay? When you hire somebody new in your business, do not wait. Let's do it now. I hear some people that tell me, well, I'm happy if my new recruit gets on 6 appointments their first month in the business. No, I want my new recruit to get 6 appointments this week. This week, you sign up with me, Martin. What we need to do, Martin? We're going to get you off to a fast start, man. We need to get things going. Are you serious, Martin? Are you really? You want to totally change your life? You want to do something great, right? Okay. What I need you to do is I need you to fill out a list of 25 quality people that we can go see. Okay. You know our market. I already explained the market. Married, kids, home, job, that type of situation. You know a bunch of people like that. You work with a bunch of people. You have relatives, family, all that stuff. We need to get and go see those 6 people right away, right? Because we need that $200 that you wrote to me. You're going to get that back after your 6 appointments. So we need to get that back in your pocket before that check even cashes. Does that sound like a plan? All right. This is what we need to do. Who do you know? What's one person that you know that we can go see that's married and has kids? John and Mary. Okay. This is what I need you to do. I need you to get on the phone. And you call John. Okay, you know John for a long time, right? A friend of yours and everything. You need to ask him, okay? This is all you need to say. Write this down, everybody. Okay? Excited, training, opinion, help me. Excited, training, opinion, help me. Those 4 words are the key words that I'm going to teach Martin. Okay? So Martin, this is what you need to do. You need to get on the phone and call John, immediately. Okay? What I'm going to do, it's Sunday night right now. He's probably home, with his kids and everything, with his family. So just give him a call and just tell him, just like this, Martin. I'm really excited. I'm in training. We're working with a new company, and I really want your opinion because I really respect your opinion, John. And I really was wondering if you could help me. We know each other a long time. If you needed my help, I'd help you. I just need about an hour of your time. Does that sound fair? Okay. That's all you say. That's it. That's it. Keep it simple so we can get the appointment with John, right? So if I get the appointment with John, or if he gets the appointment with John, is Martin going to be excited? Yes. So if Martin's excited, you think he's going to be willing to get another appointment? Yes. Okay, so he's going to get another one, right? Because we kept it simple. Now, if I don't explain this in detail to Martin, what's going to happen is that if he gets on the phone and he says, hey, John, Mary, how you doing? I work with Primerica, we're selling mutual funds. I can probably get you out of debt, and, I can probably sell you a bunch of mutual funds, and, we'll really be able to help, do all kinds of things for you. And, hey, so what day is better for you? If he says that, what do you think is going to happen? He's not going to get very much success, okay? So that's why you have to explain in detail exactly what you want them to say. If you don't know what to say, then you're going to have failure. And if you have failure, you're not going to want to do it again. If you don't want to do it again, you're going to fail, right? It's a cycle downward, okay? And that's what I was just talking at my office right now, and that's what I spent the whole day actually on today was setting up appointments. And that's what I was saying is that we've got to make sure that the new recruits as trainers and as anybody in this company, we got to make sure that the new people have success. But you new people that are just getting in the business, you got to be coachable and do it exactly the way your trainer teaches you. Because we're not telling you anything that's bad, right? Because I want you to have a lot of success. I want you to do well. And you got to trust that with your trainer. You got to know that your guy or gal is going to teach you the right way and teach you how to go out and win. Okay? You got to believe that. You got to trust that. You got to, if they let you down in any way, then you deal with it when you got to deal with it. Okay? But you got to be coachable. You got to make sure that you're doing what. And this is what I tell Martin. I tell him this up front. Martin, you got to be coachable, buddy. Okay, seriously. Man, I'm getting so booked out right now. I mean, you know what? Seriously, it's Sunday night right now. If you don't call me by 9 o'clock, I may not even have time for you. You know, it's funny. I say that to every. Even if I look at my book, my planner, and I have 0 appointments for the whole week, I say, Martin, I'm booked, man. I got so many appointments, I don't even know what to do. What you need to do, you need to call me. Seriously, if you don't call me by 9 o'clock, I may not even have time to train you. You want me to train you, right? Okay, so you need to get those appointments right now. Let's get those fixed this week, man. That way, man, can you imagine? You've been such a stud. I mean, I mean, think about it. You already got some people that are going to be coming down on Wednesday night. Imagine they're going to see you getting recognized. You only been in the business 3 days. They're going to see you recognized up on stage, man, getting all this recognition. They're going to be excited. So they're going to want to get in business with you. And because they're going to get in business with you, they're going to build you up, and they're going to help you grow your business and make something great happen. Are you excited about that, Martin? Let's do this thing, man. So do you have any questions, anything that you need to ask me before you get on the phone and start making some calls? Okay, you keep it simple, right? Okay, let's do it. Let's get on. I'll call you, call me a couple minutes when you set something up. I'll call you back before 9 o'clock, and we'll make sure your work week's booked out. Sound fair? Okay. That's what I say, probably word for word, every new recruit that comes in my business. Every new recruit, I say pretty much the same thing. And you new recruits, now you know what your trainer's going to be telling you now. Okay? But you got it in your mind you're going, well, I already know what he's going to say. I already know that he doesn't have nothing going on. He just wants me to get some appointments for him, right? It's the truth. But see, remember, I married a lady named Carmen. That's my wife's name. Comes around, goes around, right? That's her name, right? So what comes around, goes around. If you're a new recruit in the business, you better be coachable, because, man, if you're not, then what happens is when you're the trainer, you got a bunch of people that aren't coachable. It really will bite you on the butt, okay? So be as coachable as you possibly can at all times. So I do a personality test. I'm sure Kevin's got it. You got the personality test. Questions asked a new recruit. It's just some simple questions like, what do they want out of the business? I'm sure you guys got that. We actually put that in our new recruit packet so they can fill that out. So that way I know what everybody wants. Because remember, if Martin tells me that, hey, you know what, Daniel, I just want to make an extra couple $100s a month. I'm excited and everything, but I really don't want to go on 6 appointments this week. I'll say no sweat, no problem, right? Because it's not, what I'm doing today is with somebody that's really excited. Somebody that really wants to get the thing going. But you can't make anybody want to get off to a fast start. Okay? Because it's their decision. It's their decision whether they're going to do something great, quickly or not. Okay? It's not up to you. It's not up to you as the trainer. It's up to them. If they're excited and they're willing to put in the work and the effort, make the phone calls, then they're going to have success. If they're not, then that's okay. You can still win here. Still, if you want to make an extra couple, we need those, part-time people too. That's okay. So I teach the new recruitment on how to set up appointments. We talked about that. Sense of urgency. We talked about that. I'm just, leave messages on machines. Follow up with new recruits and say hi. Do it consistently. I'm consistently following up. Do you realize that you can't make calls just on Sunday night if you want to make it here? Well, raise your hand first. Who wants to become an RVP? Okay, so pretty much here, I'm talking to the right people. Everybody wants to become an RVP. If you want to become an RVP, you got to be on the phone on a daily basis. You can't pick and choose and say, if you want to become an RVP, this is who I'm talking to here. You can't be on the phone one time a week and think you're going to become an RVP. Let's be realistic here. You got to be on the phone. You don't got to be on the phone for hours a day, but you do got to be on the phone for at least a period of time every single day, because this is your business. This is your thing. This is your business that you're going to be building, right? So you got to make sure that you're following up with your people. Just leave messages on the machine or whatever. Just call on to make sure everything is good. Say I have a family for me, things are rocking right now, I'm getting booked fast, so call me tonight, let me know what appointment you have going for the week. I do that consistently. But what should we make sure we do? We consistently recruit new people, invite new people down to the meetings, right? Because if we're doing that, then we got a lot of people that we're working with. Now, does everybody I call and do and say that to? Does everybody call me up that night and say, Daniel, I got 10 appointments, right? Every single one? No. Right? So what am I doing? I'm working the numbers. And I'm finding, and I am identifying. So if you're one of those new recruits out there right now where you're going, man, I want to get recognized, I want to be up on stage, I want, Kevin to, talk about me all the time and everybody, because what does that do? That builds credibility. You want to become an RVP, smart thing to do is build a bunch of credibility under your butt. I mean, think about it. I'm a 26-year-old punk kid, started at 21 years old. I was making $7 an hour before I came here. So think about it. I had zero knowledge, zero credibility, nothing. I had zero going for me. I was a zero-pointer, right, on my list of people to go see, right? I was the wrong market. So you got to. I had to understand early on that I needed to build credibility underneath me. I needed to make sure people knew that I was winning. And it doesn't matter how old you are, you should do that, because nobody wants to follow somebody that's not winning, right? Nobody wants to be. You don't want your trainer to not be doing good. Everybody wants their trainer to be the stud in the office, right? Everybody wants to be the stud in the office. And if you're ever going to become an RVP, at one point in time, you're going to be the main stud in the office, right? So start building that reputation. Start building the reputation of having a sense of urgency. Start building the reputation that you're a hard worker. Start building the reputation that you're always first to the meetings. You're always bringing people to the meeting. Start building the reputation that on Saturday mornings I'm the first one there, last one to leave, even though it's a sacrifice. Even though I got to, put in some extra time, even though, it's hard sometimes, even though I'm tired, even though I don't feel like it, right? And those are all, I don't feel like showing up, show up anyways. When you don't feel like showing up, that's exactly when you need to be showing up. So if you're establishing that credibility early on, do you think that one day, if I didn't show up to the meetings, do you think my people would come to the meetings? No, of course not. If I didn't show up, if I wasn't the first one to make that total commitment, you think the people below me would have followed me? No. And you wouldn't follow Kevin if he wasn't such a stud. You wouldn't follow him, right? You didn't know that he was great. You wouldn't follow him either.
Yeah.
And that's important. And that's absolutely important. I think it's important that you go win for not only yourself, but you win for your team. They want you to win. They want, you win for your kids too. They want you. They want to see you up on stage getting the biggest trophy. They want to see that stuff. So you got to make sure that you make the commitment. It's not going to happen overnight. And there's going to be a lot of big events you're going to go to and get no recognition. And it'll burn your butt like there ain't no tomorrow if you're the right person. But if you're the right, eventually, if you keep doing the right things, you're going to have a bunch of success and people are going to start following you. Well, how am I doing on time? What time did I get up here, by the way? Okay. Build strong relationships. Just keep telling people nice things. Keep pumping people up. Keep talking about how well they're doing. Be excited for people. Tell people how much you love them. Tell people how much you care about them. Tell people how much you want them to win. Don't tell them that I want to get you on appointments so I can write some sales. Okay? Tell them that you want to get them on appointments so they can write some sales, they can have some success, so they can build some credibility, so they can win, so they can get confident, so they can show the team that they're a winner, so they can do something great, so they can win for their family, so they can get the trip, so they can win the contest in the base shop, so they can. If all you are is a servant to your people, I tell my people every time I hire a brand new direct, I hired 5 brand new directs last month, I tell every single one of them that you don't work for me, I work for you. You don't work for me. I'm not your boss. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm not going to give you any quotas. All I'm going to do is I'm going to coach you. And if you want to win, you'll probably listen. And you'll be coachable if you want to win. But I'm telling you right now, if you need something, you call me. You let me know what you need from me. You let me know if you have any questions. If I don't know the answer, we'll go find it together. That's what you should be talking to new recruits. That's how you should be talking to new recruits. And getting them excited about their future. You got to keep selling the dream. Put them in the car and on the phone. Call and leave messages during the day on the answer machine. Even if it's just say hi. Keep talking about the future. You better. I mean, I think that this is probably one of the most important things in this business, at least. You better have a vision. You better have a big vision. You better know exactly what you want and exactly where you're going. You better make sure that you know. I have in my office, I have 100 things that I want to do in my lifetime. 100 things. I mean, I want to be the #1 bait shop in all of America. I want to, have a house in Maui. I want to, buy, my wife the nicest, her dream car. I want to buy my parents a home. I want to, I got 100 things. I want to build a building at the City of Hope. I mean, I want to do so many things, right? Because of that big vision, why do you think I'm so excited all the time? Is because what are my alternatives? Those are commitments to myself, right? I made those commitments. And if you do the thing, and I'm big on doing what I say I'm going to do. I'm really a stickler with my people. I mean, hey, if somebody stands me up or somebody doesn't do what they say they're going to do, I don't spend as much time with those people because I think they're shaky. You know what I mean? I think they're not very. Like all of you. You should all give yourself a pat on the back. I mean, to make it out here 6 hours, 5.5 hours, you guys drove out here. It's awesome. You guys are winners. You guys are unbelievable. I mean, I just think about, I try to get my people down to the Ontario place down here, and it's tough. You guys are winners. I mean, do you realize what commitment that was to do what you're doing today? That is awesome. You are the right kind of people. You will win. You will win. You are guaranteed to win with that type of mentality, with that type of thinking, with that type of commitment. That's so exciting. I mean, it fires me up to think I'm looking at a bunch of future RVPs right here. That totally fires me up. Because it's true. Because you know what? 99% of America wouldn't have done what you did. They wouldn't do it. So you need to have a huge vision so your people know exactly where you're going. Because if they don't know where you're going, if you feel like, well, I'm not sure, or, man, I hope I'm an RVP one day. If my people ever catch me saying I hope something, man, they'd smack me. Really, because they know we don't use the word hope around here. You know what I mean? It's done deal. If we do the things we're supposed to do, it's done. It's not a if, and, or hope, or wish. It's an absolute, okay? So that's the way you need to talk to your people, and you need to get that conviction first. You need to know what you've got going and where you're going. You need to make sure that you're results-oriented. For the sake of the new recruits, if you want them to keep setting up appointments for you, you must get results. As a trainer, you must get results. If you're out there professional visiting, and you're not picking up checks, and you're not closing for the recruit, and you're not getting the checks, and you're not making act, and a result, by the way, is getting a check. If it's a new recruit, you get the $199. If it's a life sale, you get the check for the life sale. If it's a securities app, you get the check. If it's a smart loan, you close the loan where the clients physically go and sign the final document paperwork, right? Those are results. You need to be focused on getting results. Because I mentioned this, if they get a check and they close, they feel good. If they feel good, they want to get that feeling over and over again. If they want that feeling over and over again, then they have success. So you got to make sure that if you're training people out there, you have those people under your wing, you better be really serious about it. I don't mess around with people's lives. I do not mess around with people's lives. If I make a commitment to them, that I'm going to get them successful, and I'm going to take them somewhere, I'm going to absolutely do that. And I will die trying to make sure that I help somebody win. Now, they got to win too. And I tell them, Martin, you got to meet me halfway, okay? I mean, I'm not going to do, you're going to meet me halfway, right? You're committed, right? You're disciplined. Now, I'm talking this way to the winners, the ones that really tell me they want to win. The ones that write on the questions for the IBA, I want to make 10 grand a month, right? Those ones that write that, now I know what they want. And now we can go get it. If they tell me they want to make 10 grand a month, okay, well, then we got some work to do. You know, it's not going to be easy making 10 grand a month. We got some work to do, we got a little bit of a commitment to make, and we're going to go for it. But I promise you, you follow me, and you do the things I tell you to do, there's no way you can lose. There's absolutely no way you can lose, okay? So you need to make sure you tell your people that. Don't be afraid. Even though you're not even sure about yourself right now, you're like, man, Daniel, man, I only wrote one sale so far in my whole career, man. I'm like just trying to get this thing going, right? You gotta feel that anyways. You gotta be that person anyways. You gotta be the person that you want to become. And if you were making a couple $100,000 a year, you'd probably be excited, right? And you'd be confident and confident. And you'd have a big vision, right? Because you make that kind of money, you could see yourself making $2 million a year, right? I mean, you get to that point. And so if you're not doing it now, then you're not going to do it in the future. So you need to make sure you start doing it, because you'll never get to the future if you don't do it now. Okay? You've got to sell people on what's in it for them and the future. Get lots of new tapes in their hands fast and keep giving tapes to them. Constantly ask, how many first-time appointments do you have this week? How many people are you bringing off night? That's it, guys. What did I tell you when I first got up here? Appointments and recruits. Appointments and recruits. Appointments and recruits. Appointments and recruits. We know how to set up appointments, right? Simple, right? I'm excited, I'm in training, will you help me? You know what I mean, right? It's simple. And we have scripts and scripts and scripts of actually how to overcome objections and all that kind of stuff. But if you keep it simple, you probably won't have that many. A lot of my people, they don't have a lot of, you know what I mean, major objections on how to set up appointments. They're setting up appointments left and right because they're just doing it the way they're supposed to do it. The reason why people fail on setting up appointments is because they talk too much. Don't talk too much. Keep it simple and ask questions. Okay? Goals written down everywhere. You know, all that stuff. Whiteboard, next events, possibilities. Getting focused on getting them $200 back right away. Focus on getting a check a day. And you know, I've always been focused on 12 live sales and 4 directs a month. 90-day cycle sheet. Focus, focus, focus. And that's really the main things that we do. And it's not, and the reason why I go about a lot of the things I do in a very simplistic way is because that's just the way my brain works. One of the things that I believe is that when people come into Primerica, they want to know how to just go out and have a sale. They want to know, how can I just go make something happen so I can be excited for myself, so I can go back and brag about it, so I can go, I don't care if it's one sale a month. If you get somebody excited enough to write one sale a month, that one sale, if they're the right person, they're going to have 2 sales, and 3, and 4, and 5, right? I mean, I say 3 sales a week, guys, and it sounds like, oh yeah, it's easy for you, Daniel, right? Well, keep in mind, I didn't always write 3 sales a week. It wasn't like this was first day I started writing 3 sales a week. It didn't happen that way. So you got to remember that this is a process of learning. This is a process of getting better. This is a process of making sure that that you teach your people exactly what they're supposed to do, but also keep it simple for the new recruits. I mean, we're having our base shop recruited 35 people last week. And I recruited 5 myself, but that's 30 people, you know what I mean? That's 30 other recruits that came from somewhere else. Now, it's important that I taught those people, but I think the most important thing that I taught them is where they're going. What's their vision? Because people don't buy Primerica. People don't buy Citigroup. You could go around to every business in America and tell them that we're the largest company in the world and we're going to buy this company, we're taking over this company, we're doing all this stuff. People don't really care. They care about where you're going. If you called up your best friend today and you said, hey, you know, I'm by 12 months from now, I'm going to be making 10 grand a month and I'm going full time and I'm excited and my life is going to change forever, and you either want to come with me or you don't. If you told 10 of your best friends that tomorrow, do you think that at least one would join your business? Probably you'd have more than one. But I think that more importantly, the things that we do is instill in our people to make sure that they're talking differently. Their mannerisms are good. I mean, if you guys have never read Anthony Robbins, you guys should go get some Anthony Robbins books. I'd recommend. Because, you know, that taught me how to just jump out of the shell and don't worry about what people think about you. It doesn't matter. The people that are worried about what other people think about them, they'll never make it great in anything. Because every time you start to do something well, somebody else is going to try to pull you down. Somebody else is going to try to screw up your life. You know what I mean? People are going to say negative things about you. People are going to say bad things, right? I mean, it's not all roses, right? But you got to make sure that in your mind, you already know that stuff is going to happen. You already know that if you're not mentally tough to win, you can't win long term. You never make it. How many people in America are making millions of dollars a year that didn't go through any challenges? There's nobody. So just expect it. Expect that you're going to go out there and win big. I mean, I'm reading a new book right now, and I just wanted to, it's called The 17 Lies That Are Holding You Back and the Truth That Will Set You Free. It's some lies. It's a really great book. It's by Steve Chandler. 17 Lies That Are Holding You Back and the Truth Will Set You Free. This one little thing, and I know I'm almost done with my time, but it says, every lie we tell ourselves is based on fear. Fear is everything, guys. I mean, the reason why we'll do this, we'll either do this or we won't, based on fear. Anything is possible. Understand anything and everything is possible. I just last night raised my monthly income goal was to make 30 grand a month. I just raised it to 50 grand a month. Last night, I just raised it because I thought, wait a minute, I'm only going for 30 grand this month? You know, why not go for 50 grand? Who knows? Maybe I'll get a big rollover or something and make 50 grand. You know, I don't know, right? It can happen. But if I don't talk about it, if I don't see it, if I don't have it in my mind mentally every day, it won't happen. So eventually it's going to happen. Eventually I'll be making 50 grand a month, right? It may take me a couple of years, but eventually I'll be making 50 grand a month. So if I only set my goal at here, then that's the one thing we keep harping on our people. Don't aim for 3 grand this month in premium. It's only 3 sales out of 30 days. Don't get excited at 3 grand. Figure that's just what you're supposed to do. Be excited about doing 10 grand. 10 grand is 12 sales a month. Not going to be overnight, but you can get there, right? So let's set the bar even higher, much higher. Let's get the bar so high it gets ridiculously high, so that people are looking at you like, man, you're crazy, Mark. You're not going to do 10 grand personally this month. You're crazy. What are you, stupid or something? You can't do that. You can't do that. And that's I want people to tell me that I can't do it, because that even drives me even more. That drives me 10 times farther than you could ever imagine. Because I want people to tell me that I can't do it, because I want to prove every one of them wrong. My best friend in the whole world, before I got in the business, he was, we grew up together practically, and I invited him to a big meeting, a fast start school. And he showed up, he had a lot of negative things to say to me, and everything. He showed up, he was 5 minutes, and that was like when I first got in the business, and I won the Fast Start Award. We have a Fast Start Award, and every 3 months we pick one person that was got off to the best fast start out of anybody else. And I won that award that night. I won like 6 or 7 awards that night, and it was so exciting. And I got my best friend in the whole world in the back row, and 5 minutes into the meeting, he left. 5 minutes into the meeting, he left. And the next day, he told me that it's a scam, and it's not going to work, and Primerica's going out of business, and all this kind of stuff. And I really respected his parents, and I was only 21, and I really respected his parents, and I respected kind of what their family did. I mean, they drove a Volvo, and you know what I mean? And, like, wow, man, this is a nice car and everything, And I just really thought a lot of that family, and they really had a lot of bad things to say about what I was getting into. And so it was a little bit tough, in the beginning, just trying to overcome that. So I eventually, we split ways. I'm not, Adam Pick is no longer really, I'm not associated with the guy anymore because I knew that if I kept him around, it was only going to drag me down. And I needed to understand that, hey, you know what? If I was going to do this thing, I was going to do it right. And I always told myself that I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about how much they paid me. I was going to give this thing 10 full years of just going after it, of everything I got, no fear, don't worry about what anybody was going to say. Because if I did that, the worst case scenario, I believed that I would make at least $100,000 a year. Now you got to realize, I mean, I was making like $14,000 in a whole year. So you go from $14,000 to $100,000, that's a big jump, right? So I mean, this was like very, very exciting to me. So I figured with no college education, with no, really nothing, telling me that I was going to be great in life, with nothing, I was excited about that. And then now, they pay us 20 grand a month to do, you know what I mean? I mean, easier probably work than I did even before at my other job. Making $7 an hour. And you just go in there, flew there, right? Quit working for where you're working pretty soon, set a date, set a freedom date. Because nobody will pay you 20 grand a month in the real world. My dad's got a master's degree. He was, as a matter of fact, he was student of the year at USC. So I mean, he's a pretty intelligent guy. I make more money than him today. He reminds me of it every once in a while. And he burns me. He wants me to pay for dinners now. I shouldn't have told him what we were making. I'm going to be out in like 3 minutes here. It says, fear of the fresh and the beautiful, fear that the daring plunge into unknown beauty, fear of uncertainty, fear of being courageous. We lie. Every lie we tell about ourselves is based on fear. Fear of courageousness, evolving, being creative, fear of risking, risking being a total fool. We're fearful of that stuff. It was scary for me in the beginning because I had to, what was going through my mind is I was going, man, how scary is this? If I step out on the ledge, I may fall flat on my face, right? And I tell everybody, I'm going to be making 10 grand a month, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to have a nice house, and I'm going to drive nice cars, and I'm going to be making a bunch of money and all that, right? If I say that, now it's like, oh, shoot, man, now I got to really go do it, Or else people are going to really make fun of you. I mean, really laugh at you. So that's the risk you take when you step out on the ledge. That's why 99% of America, we never take a stand. We never step out on the ledge. It's only because of fear. So remember, your new recruit that you're getting out on a new appointment, he's afraid. He's fearful. She's fearful. It's okay to be fearful. I was fearful. It's okay to be fearful, but you got to get over that if you want to move and do something big. So it says, those fears inspire the lies. The lies give us an easier, softer way to go every time, right? We lie to ourselves. We say, well, I don't want to make a lot of money. I don't just want to, this and that, and, I have to pay too many taxes. You know what I mean? I have to pay too much money, you got to pay too much taxes, which is, totally the opposite. The lie, and I know that now. I mean, I got a $10,000 tax return coming to me, so... it's like, that's unbelievable, right? Who got a $10,000 tax return last year, right? I paid him way too much money. That was my fault. But still, it was kind of exciting. I'd sit down with people and they're going, "We got a $10,000." It says, the lies give us an easier, softer way to go every time. They remove us from daring action and huge commitments, from inventing a future in the face of total uncertainty. But the truth is that we don't have to accept anything cold rolling down inside us. We don't have to experience a river of fear. The truth is that we are powerful. We can fight back. We can take our lives into our own hands, and that's exactly what I did, guys. And I hope more than anything that I want to leave with every one of you today is that I am no different than any of you. I am no different at all. Matter of fact, I have probably a lot, more downfalls than most of you. I have probably a lot more issues and problems than, When you really, dig down deep and you go, all of us have fears. All of us want to be somebody, but it's our ability to overcome that that's going to determine success or failure. And if we don't make that decision, nobody's going to make it for us. My parents were not going to give me a great lifestyle if I, hung out with them all the time. My friends and my family were not going to make me wealthy. So why the heck do I want to take advice from them? Why do I want to let them tell me the way my life is going to turn out? Why do I want to? And that's what happens. That is the biggest reason why people fail in Primerica, I promise you, is because we're afraid of what other people will think about us. Please don't let that happen. Please be courageous. Have no fear. Go after it. Set a ton of appointments. And call Kevin. Call him up and say, Kevin, I got 3 appointments this week, man. I'm fired up. I got things going. I got 6 appointments. I got things happening. Call up somebody. Be accountable to somebody. Let somebody know what you got going. Let somebody know that you're excited. Because he doesn't know, your leaders do not know that you're excited unless you tell them. So you need to make sure that you get action, you get action-oriented, results-oriented, and go win big. Oh, man.